Man, I gotta give a shout out to my homeboy Brandon, man. He passed away in 2016. Brandon was the lead singer of a band called Direct Control. He was the drummer of Government Warning. He was the owner of Vinyl Conflict Record Store. He was the operator of No Way Records, the label. And he also created the festival No Way Fest. Brandon was the ultimate punk rocker, but deep down he was a Southern man. I think he was originally from North Carolina. These are his twins. He was always a family man. That's his wife. And every time he would come to the show, he would have his twins with him and his wife. Brandon was an awesome dude. He always wore denim jackets, denim vests like this with a bunch of punk rock patches on it. And he gave me one of his denim jackets one time. And one thing I'll never forget about Brandon, man, is he was the only person that really, really made me feel comfortable. You know, when I first started coming to these punk rock shows, I was really out of my space, man, because I'm around a bunch of white guys and they weren't friendly. You know, punk rockers are definitely not friendly. And he was friendly. He knew that, I was uncomfortable and stuff like that. And he always made it he always would like come up to me and hand me records and stuff like that. And I mean, he really made me feel comfortable. And that was the record store that he had in '08 to 12. It was called Vinyl Conflict, and it's basically a play on the band. There's a like a band called Final Conflict, and yeah, man, I miss this guy because I just remember those days. I was a teenager, and yeah, Brandon loved thrash. Brandon loved like corrosions of conformity, stuff like that. We would say that we like hardcore punk metal because as we started getting a little older, we started kind of like, well, we like punk metal. We like it all. We're not going to just limit ourselves to punk. Oh yeah, and Kanye West actually came to Vinyl Conflict. Yep, that's Kanye. He came to Vinyl Conflict and actually bought a bunch of records and stuff like that. And yeah, man, rest in peace, Brandon, man. I'll always remember you, man. Every time when I first started coming to the shows, man, Brandon would always go out of his way. He would say, "Hey, man, I know you feel uncomfortable, man, but I just want you to know that I got you, man. Just keep coming to the shows, and and everything will be cool, man." And then eventually we built a relationship, and I went on tour with them, and I started being their roadie. And I always liked him more than anybody else because he was always like he was just a cool dude, man. He was a cool dude. He was a caring dude. And man, like I said, man, he would like and then when and a lot of punk rockers, these guys in bands, they act real funny. When they're performing and they're around a group of people, they act different. They treat you differently than they would if you were one on one. But Brandon, he would be at the drum set and he'll see me and he'll wink at me or he'll say, "Hey Benny, what the fuck are you doing, dude?" I mean, he made me feel special, man. And yeah, man, rest in peace to Brandon Ferell, man. You know, like I said, man, he was one of a kind. He was the first person to embrace me, and he recognized that I was uncomfortable, and he made me feel comfortable. And he basically put his arms around me and let everybody know this dude is official. You guys are gonna respect him, and I like him. And he gave me a lot of cool records that I still have to this day, and I'll never sell them, man, because I got them from Vinyl Conflict. And unfortunately, he passed away, man. And he had twins, man. But one thing about Brandon, he was always with his daughters. At every show, his daughters would be there. It was like he knew he didn't have much time. Rest in peace, Brandon.